This month marks 8 years since I started my trading career. And if you didn't know, 8 years ago, I started on Wall Street at the age of 16. And trust me, throughout those 8 years, I've been through the ups and the downs that any trader has ever gone through. And as traders, we fail to realize that the downs we go through in our trading career is just as many downs as any other trader will go through at the beginning of their trading career as well. One of the biggest lessons I learned at the beginning of my trading career was not taking as many trades as I can. When I first started trading, I thought the more trades I take is the more money I'm going to end up making. And at the beginning of the career, that was the fact. I was taking multiple trades a day and it was working out. But slowly after, the things we get lucky with in trading stop working because luck runs out, right? And I ended up continuing that where I was taking multiple trades a day, and I ended up giving back all the profits I would make at the beginning half of the day, which sucked. And honestly, I would rather have a red day than go from green to red. And on a lot of days, I would be up $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, and I would give back 2, 3. And the thing that sucked about it is the cushion I could have had with that $6,000 would have helped me the next day when I had a losing day, right? It's a difference between having a losing day and starting your day off green and just taking multiple trades after that you didn't need to take. And one of the things that stuck with me when I first started trading was do not take any high risk, low reward trades. And I used to do that all the time just to make a couple $100 or a couple $1,000 that I thought I could make scalping. And it didn't really click with me until 1 week I was up around $26,000, $30,000 by Thursday. On that Friday, I ended up giving back almost all my gains. I lost $21,000 in one day because I wanted to overtrade. And that one day changed the course of my career. I went from taking 4 or 5 trades during the day all the way down to maybe 1 or 2 trades max a day. And if you're part of Stock Hours or in my Discord, you can completely see that I only take 1 to 2 trades. And if there was something that I could blame on, would be that exact week where I lost that $21,000 on that one Friday. The second biggest lesson I learned throughout my career was never double down on your losses. Now this goes hand in hand with the first lesson, but what does that really mean? A lot of the times I would be down 3 grand on a setup that I thought was B or an A+ setup. And I would end up losing money on that, which is perfectly fine, and we need to accept that as traders. Now, the problem with doubling down is I would take that loss and try to come back from it. And I would just take trades that I never had prepared for that day, and I would continue to take boredom trades or trades that I didn't like at all just to see if I can come back for that day. And one thing I can talk about with that is it's better to lose a lot than everything. And I explained that today, actually, which is pretty insane that we're making this video, is a lot of people take big losses when they first start trading. And we have to understand as traders when we first start that that's completely normal. But I'd rather have a bad losing day than lose everything in my account and start from zero, because what can I trade with $0 in my account? Do I have to wait for my next paycheck? Do I have to refill my account? It's way better feeling to be able to trade the next day with at least something in your account rather than wake up in the morning and have $0 in your trading account. The third lesson I learned throughout my first year of trading is to have 0 trading goals other than consistency. At first, all I would have is money goals, and every week I would say I want to make $1,000, $500. I would always put a dollar amount on the goals every single week. And why? Because I would always aim for that and say, okay, if I make $3,000, I'm going to go ahead and spend $1,500 on some designer, on some clothes, on some shoes. And can you blame me? I was 16 years old. But I learned very quickly, you would do anything as a trader to make sure you go for that number. Even if you subconsciously tell yourself that you're not going to actually go for that number, but that is your goal, you're still going to have that thought in your mind where you're going to want to go for that number so that you can reach your goals for the week. And what I decided to do in the first 6 months of my trading is the only goal I'll have is just be consistent. And what does that actually mean? It means that all I'm going to do every single day is focus on being consistent. Make a trading plan, execute, and journal my trades. If it goes my way, perfectly fine. If it doesn't go my way, write down exactly what I did wrong and how I can fix it and not do it again the next day. Now, the fourth biggest lesson I learned growing up, especially at the very beginning of my career, is not letting my losses affect my day. And the worst part when I first started trading is when I had those losing days, I would let it affect my whole day. I wouldn't go to the gym. All I want to do is lay down, sleep, and I just don't want to do anything. I wouldn't even have an appetite to eat. And I had to learn over time that losses is a part of trading. Our goal as traders is to minimize our losses and maximize our profits. And how do we do that? We stick to high probability trades. And it definitely sucked growing up, especially being that young and going through those losses, because I couldn't talk to anybody about those losses. Like, nobody can understand how you can lose some of your net worth in one day. Everybody has a job where, yes, you might have a very long day at work, you might have a bad day at work, but your job doesn't take money away from you. You consistently make a salary. Now, obviously, I'm very thankful for being a trader, but during those times and being that young, I didn't know how to think from that perspective. I would always let those lessons affect my day, and it would just drag out throughout the week. For example, if I would have a bad day Monday, I wouldn't want to go and hit the gym or go and be active. The next day I will be green or slightly even. I'll be like, okay, maybe I'll go to the gym. And then Wednesday, back at it again, where I'll let my loss affect my day, and then back at it where I'm not doing anything productive with my day, where I can sit there and say, okay, what am I doing exactly wrong? All I need to do is fix this and execute the next day. So as a young trader at that time, one-on-one with you guys, do not let your losses affect your day. It sucks. Trust me, I understand that. I've been through that, and I had no one to speak to about it because no one would understand those thoughts. So make sure if you have your losing trades, all you can do and understand from it is you can learn from it. Go to your journal, write down what you did wrong, and make sure you just don't do it again. Now, is it going to happen overnight? No. It took me a while to just kind of accept it. And now when you have bigger losses, you can go back to your journal. And this kind of leads into the 5th biggest lesson that I learned trading. If I get too emotional, all that really means I didn't come into my day prepared, I didn't have the right risk management, and I was over leveraged in my account. I used too much of my account in one trade to be this emotional. And it really sucked as a trader because you had to find a sweet spot for risk management. You couldn't just come in and say, okay, I'm going to use $5,000 and make $1,000 and then only risk $200, because a lot of us, when we first start trading, we don't accept those losses, right? We sit there and say, okay, we'll hit our stop loss when it gets to this number and we're just going to stop. How many of us have gone through that and never actually went through the stop loss? And that was one of the biggest problems as a trader at the very beginning, because I was so used to winning that when the loss days came, I didn't know how to accept taking a loss. So it's really good, obviously, being consistent, but when those losing days come, you just don't know how to accept losses. And sometimes, even till this day, that still happens to me, where I'm on a crazy streak and that one day comes and I have to take a loss. I don't know how to accept it, and I let it go a little too far. And the 6th biggest lesson I learned in the last 8 years, and one of the most important, if you don't respect the market, it will not respect you back. What does that actually mean? If I come into the market and wake up 5 minutes before market open, and I expect to execute on a very high level and come out profitable and be very consistent every single day, that's just a dream that will never come true. And at the very beginning of my career, I used to wake up every single day super early, and I would be prepared for the market an hour before at least. And as time went on as a trader, I became very comfortable. I started waking up right before the market, and I started seeing unnecessary losses in my account. After a long period of time, it's always a long period of time, rather than noticing something that's negative in your trading career or the negative habits that we have as humans, it takes some time, and it takes a toll on your account by the time you figure out what you're doing wrong. And I decided, okay, I need to go back to my old habits. The way I used to work when I first started, the hunger I used to have before I had that first million, I need to go back to that. So I started waking up early, started preparing my day, and started executing at a very high level. And I went back to the basics. I journaled my trades every single day, whether I'm green or red. And now with the 7th biggest and probably the most important lesson I learned throughout my trading career is take the long-term route. Now, the reason I say that after 8 years of trading is a lot of people come into this game and go very, very quickly because they're just not ready for what trading has to offer. And When you come into trading, I get it. You see money, you see dollar amounts, and the first thing you want to do is make as much money as possible. But you have to remember, the money you're expecting to make is someone's whole salary from their career that they went to maybe 6 years of schooling for. So if you want to come into the market and make quick money, this isn't the place for you. Have I seen it before where people join my Discord and they're doing some crazy moves in the market and they make $20,000 as a brand new trader? Yes. But just as fast as you get it at the beginning of your trading career, it's just as fast as you lose it. So if you come into the trading world or industry and you sit there and say, hey, I don't mind not making money. I don't mind having my account at the same place after the next 3 months. I want to sit here and learn as much as possible, gain up as much knowledge as possible from my trading career before I start making money, then you have the right mindset. And I've accepted that at the beginning of my career where I said, really, I could be making a lot more. But why rush that process when you can just risk not being prepared for it? Because to make more money, let's face it, we have to risk a lot more money. Now, I know a lot of you see this internet gurus and say, yo, they're making 300%, 400%. If I can do that every single day, I don't have to put that much money into my account. You guys try that and good luck with it. But in real life trading, not online trading, that's not how it works. You can't consistently find 300-400% trades every single day. You have to put some risk on a line, and then you'll get a reward from that, or you'll take a loss. But if you're not ready for the loss you're going to take with that amount of cash, you're going to blow your account because you're not going to be able to accept the fact that you lost that much. So when you're coming into trading as a trader, and if you're new or brand new watching this, maybe if you're 6 months, a year into this, and it's just not working out, take the long-term route on this. Doctors go to school for 8 years just to make $250,000 a year. And you're looking to make $500 a day or $1,000 a day right off the bat, this isn't the place for you. So if I had one advice out of these 7 lessons that I've learned, is take the long-term route and sit there and just gain up as much knowledge as possible rather than coming in and looking to make as much money as possible. I hope you guys enjoyed the 7 lessons I had to learn the hard way throughout my 8 years trading. And trust me, whatever you're going through as a trader, there's thousands of us going through that same exact scenario. Even till this day, 8 years later, I still go through all the ups and downs a trader can ever go through. But I've learned so much that the lessons that I learned today are not as big or devastating as the lessons I had to take at the beginning of my trading career. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.